Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. In this video we're going to be making a Supreme Arena defenses guide for this week based on which defenses I'm going to be running and then giving you guys some ideas for what you can run. I apologize for uploading this video a little bit later. I wanted to upload it earlier today, but I was unable to do so. Okay, so in this Supreme Arena week, there is a new map that has a new effect that we've never seen before, and that is going to be Map 2. So in the previous week, Map 2 of Supreme Arena reduced the effectiveness of healing. Now what it does is it grants all enemies and allies 30 critical hit and applies unaffected onto them when a battle begins, and it will last for 5 seconds, which means that normally I had my Iron team in Map 2. It does not make any sense to have your crowd control team in Map 2. So instead what I've done is I've given it to my Mauler nuking type team, which does well by being unaffected, and of course will do well with critical hit. You can try to assassinate enemies earlier. I think this is a pretty good team. Basically, what I've really been finding is I like the Maulers along with my two Vala and Sylvina, because Sylvina has synergy with Shakir. He runs up into the front. Brutus is going to be teleported into the grouped up enemy team, and so you're going to have multiple allies up in the front trying to keep Sylvina alive, like with Shakir's wolf form, and also Brutus to tank the aggro of some of the opponents, and also in their face and dealing a lot of damage. Coco for the damage reduction I think is really important to have in any Mauler PvP team you're running. So Coco is a really good option you should be running, in my opinion, on Supreme Arena defense, because if she can cast her ultimate and while you still have enough surviving allies, it gives you a big advantage, and it allows you to have that extra window of time to try and kill the opponent and or get some like advantage, like a 5v4, 5v3 advantage. What I've done for the positioning of Sylvina Val, the problem with this map is there are no hidden tiles. And so the opponent knows exactly where to position everything optimally. I've tried to put Val and Sylvina in a way that it makes it awkward for the opponent to be able to counter both of them. For example, like in this position, like Sylvina will be jumping onto this ally or the nearest ally to that tile. Vala will be trying to mark a target on the opposite side of the map. Now I think it's possible if, for example, the opponent positions all 5 of his heroes here and he puts one tank in the back, then Vala and Sylvina will both be marking that. That's what I'm worried about the most. And if they went for Maulers as well, they could put Brutus on that tile. Honestly, that's pretty worrisome. But I was thinking about like what position could work better. Maybe I could do something like this, Val and Sylvina. Then I think maybe if they put them onto this tile, then they will be marked by Vala and Sylvina will be jumping there. Maybe this is not a bad option, because yeah, I'm worried, because if they go for Maulers, they're gonna put like a Brutus over here anyway, and then it works out really well in their favor. So basically what I want is I want Val and Sylvina to try to hit different targets so that the opponent has to put like 2 tanks, or it's difficult for the opponent to come up with a good formation to counter both of them. But it's difficult for me to find like the optimal positioning for that. Maybe it would even be like this, right? Because then Vala will be marking a target over here. No, probably not this target, and Sylvina will be jumping onto that. I'm sure there's a way that they can position to still counter this, but I don't know. I think this is going to be pretty good. Okay, so the 30 crit is good for their damage, and Shakir up in the front with his wolf form, he has the charm bonus from Coco on top of him, which is going to give him damage reduction, which is important for his survival, and energy on hit to allow him to charge up his ultimate a little bit faster. Brutus is going to be teleported into the enemy team, and I think Brutus is one of the best heroes for this, especially also if the opponent brings a Vala. They don't want to mark the Brutus, but they would want to mark your Shakir. So I prefer it like this. And Brutus will be taking a lot of aggro once he is teleported into the team. And we're going with the Verdant spell because I like Verdant spell for this Mauler nuke type team. It gives you the class based buffs to increase like penetration from your rogues and more haste from Coco. So those are pretty good stats. And also the stat distribution is kind of tanky as well as some damage. It's not pure offensive. So that I like that for that team, but definitely there are different options here. You could even go for probably a full Mauler team like OD, Smokey, for example. If you don't want to run Sylvina Vala, it's always a good option to do this Mauler team with a full 5-man Mauler with Smokey and OD. With OD as your damage dealer. But then the problem is all of your comp relies around one damage dealer, which is OD. And if the opponent is able to assassinate that with like a Sylvina, then you're in trouble. But the Smokey healing could be enough that you're not able to be Killed. Okay, let's move on to my defense number 1. So one of my defenses has to be this Iron-oriented team, and I'm trying something different this week. Normally what I try is this sort of team, with Arden on the buff tile, and a team like this. But this week I'm going to try Lily May and Carolina as my prime carriers, and a bit of a more tanky formation with Granny to tank the enemy more. We still have the crowd control from Iron to try and immobilize enemies, and Carolina will get advantage of that. Her snowballs will activate on to control enemies and deal a lot of damage. And also the thing about this comp is that I don't have to rely so much on Arden as my damage, like, because the thing is with Arden in the back, he is kind of like susceptible to being targeted by Sylvina Valak getting killed before he can cast his ultimate. Lily May cannot be targeted that effectively, and if they try to Sylvina Valak Carolina, she's pretty tanky. She might actually be able to survive it. Also, we're making good use of hidden tiles because even though the opponent might have an idea of what my strategy is, they don't know I have Iron here, and so they don't know whether they should be running Wilder tiles to be unaffected or whether they should run like Lily May. They're not sure about that. And so I like that advantage you have. And then we have Rowan to try and charge up the ultimates faster. And we have Resonating Spell on Lily May, which I really wanted to try because this will allow her to charge up her ultimate towards the beginning or early parts of the match faster. So she'll be able to get her first interruption off, and then she'll have her ready to basically cast her ultimate again to get a second interruption and also deal a lot of damage with that ability. And a good stat distribution, attack and haste, which is really good. So I like this team, and definitely you can play Arden here rather than Granny, like Iron, Rowan, Carolina, Lily May, Arden. But also what I found with that team is it's easy to burst through the front line. Like Iron is not that tanky on his own, and if he is all you have in like a Rowan for the potions, it's usually not enough for him to survive if the opponent has like a lot of damage coming at you. So I thought maybe with Granny would be better. She's definitely more difficult to take down, and Rowan potions can prolong her life a lot. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with this team. We'll see how the testing goes, but definitely this is a good option. And I'm not actually using Arden on any of my Supreme Arena defenses because basically, in my opinion, use Arden with your Iron control team. Otherwise, you can't really use Arden that effectively at all. You can if you don't have many options. Like, I could be running Arden here in the back rather than Florbell in this final, like, stall-oriented team. That wouldn't be bad. But I think Florbell is even better for stall teams because of her summons. And on this map, I've actually not even put anyone on the range heart tile because, like, who did I want to put here? I don't want to compromise the position of my wilders in the back, and it's better for them to be on the buff tiles. Thorin has to be soul pacted to the Haven to keep her alive for longer because the core of this team is, you know, stalling, having the Haven cast her ultimate, and Scarlita coming down while Haven ultimate is running so that it's really difficult to kill Scarlita, the damage reduction, and then Scarlita have enough surviving allies to combo and kill the opponent. This one only also gives you 20 attack speed, 20 life drain. Not honestly amazing effects. Like, I'm not a huge fan of that, and so I'm just actually better off, in my opinion, having Scarlita. I could have put Scarlita on this tile because it doesn't compromise positioning, but then I would give up on the charm bonus from Damien, and I think that's better for her. 12% damage reduction, that can allow her to survive and get off her combo once she comes down, and also 12 energy on hit is also important. It allows you to charge up to ultimate faster, and that is the most important thing. The faster you can ultimate with your Scarlita, the more chance you have of winning with the Scarlita stall team. And we again have Tidecall Spell for the mirror matchup when the opponent also is running a Scarlita, because then you can try to, like, basically Tidecall Spell activates at a really perfect time to debuff the enemy Scarlita and also combo with your Scarlita who's about to ultimate the enemy team. If you can, like, if Tidecall can go off right before the Scarlita combo, that is also really strong. Then Scarlita will be dealing bonus damage to the enemies. So overall, I like this team. Definitely if you're going for the Scarlita stall team, I like having double healers, Haywin, Soul Pact to the Thorn to protect her from basically everything, and then having the Damien here. The opponent cannot use any position swap shenanigans like with Rainier because we have the Wilder buff tiles making them unaffected. So that's why I'm a big fan of the Wilder buff tiles. It's basically like an enlightening spell on two backline heroes, which is really advanced. Like, enlightening spell is a really strong artifact for PvP because of how powerful control effects are. So this is a really good team, and I highly recommend this team. If you don't have Scarlita, I said in the past you can replace it for like Igor to go for more of like a Graveborn type stall strategy. Apart from that, I mean, I don't know exactly else who would be good here. Maybe what you could do is you could... Yeah, I'm honestly not entirely sure. the options remaining for my team are quite limited. Like, Igor is just kind of one of the stall options I have left. You could go maybe for more damage and run Prissa as well. Prissa, Floribel, Hewen type team. Yeah, you could go for another Wilder, Brian, if you have him ascended. You could even go for another tank like Tunisia. You could go for another healer, Ludwig, Mikola. I think there are a lot of options for this team, but I would opt for probably Igor, Ludwig. Go for more of like a stalling out type strategy, because that is the whole game plan with this team. Yeah, and yep, yeah. Okay, moving on. Team 1, we have already discussed. So those are the teams I'm going to try for this week, and as always, I'm going to update you guys in the coming days if I find any other more powerful defenses for myself to run, and I will show you the top ranking defenses of my district if you have like Celestial Hypogean heroes, because I pretty much always run teams without many Celestial Hypogeans. My only well built up Celestial Hypogean is Scarlita, and honestly Freyasto, I don't know how big of a fan I am of Freyasto. Actually, Freyasto would be a pretty good option here. You can run Doran and Freyasto both into this team. If you didn't have Scarlita, for example, it wouldn't be a bad option. Yeah, I think that wouldn't be too bad of an option either. You could maybe do something like Doran, Soul Pack the Damien, Freyasto to give energy to Floribel and to give damage reduction to Hewen. Something like this. But then you have even less protection onto the Hewen. But I don't know. I think this would not be a bad team. It should be enough to keep Hewen alive. Like, I mean, you have the healing from herself, healing from Damien, damage reduction from Freyasto. I think it would be enough. And then you have the energy for Floribel to allow her to cast her first ultimate for the crowd control faster. I think this would be a pretty good team. Yeah, if you don't have Scarlita, but you have Freyasto. If you have the other Celestial Hypogeans like Taline, Burial, Diurnal, I don't recommend Diurnal highly on Supreme Arena defense. I think he's counterable. He's good on offense, though. If you have Taline, she is runnable. You'll want to do for like a Ludovic, Taline, Thorin type strategy, like a good tank with the power renewal effect from Taline given to that Thorin tank. You have Ludovic for the powerful healing on a small like area of effect, and that can really like keep Taline topped off and continuously casting ultimate. And then you can have Scarlita for like shielding, and my guildmate Splash has Burial in that team as well, but a lot of people won't have Burial, but you can basically replace for another support like maybe Mikola wouldn't be too bad. Yeah, or Ludovic will have to be had with the Taline team, and Scarlita, something like that. Anyway guys, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you for watching. These are my overall updated teams, and good luck in Supreme Arena this week. This is a team which I think I'm going to probably change around, because it's all about this Sylvina and Vala. In this position, like if they have a hero over here, I think it's going to mark on the Vala first, and the hero here as well. But the hero here is going to get hit by the Sylvina. So I don't think they're actually going to be able to like target the Vala. I think most our aggro will be going to the Shakir, and like this position is pretty good, because I mean another thing we could do is like, you know, have Sylvina more towards the front, because then usually they're going to be Vala and Sylvina will be attacking different allies. But I think here as well they should be attacking different. It'll be difficult for the opponent to position in a way to only I mean probably these 5 slots, right? If they had these 5 slots, Vala would mark this, Sylvina would also be marking this. Yeah, it's really tough, honestly, to come up with the defense. Maybe I'll just run like this and see what happens, because then Vala is at least more in the back and protected. Anyway guys, thank you for watching. Good luck with your Supreme Arena defenses. I'll see you guys in the next video, and let me know what you think about these or any replacements you have for these in the comment section. And if you want to ask me more questions about your specific lineup or any questions about AFK Journey, I have an AFK Journey Discord, and in that we have like different chats for all the different areas, Supreme Arena, battle drills. Basically I share advice, and also people ask a lot of questions regarding everything. So you can join the Discord, you can ask me any questions you like, and I'm very responsive on Discord. I check it regularly, and I'll probably get to your question. So that's like a guaranteed way of having me answer your questions. So my Discord server link is in the description of this video, and every video I upload, you just have to expand the description and it will be down there. But yeah, anyway guys, that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you for watching. I'll hopefully see you guys in the next video, and until then everyone, peace out for now, and thank you for watching.